Well, thank you to the member for Bass, keen supporter of the Bridge North Parrots. Great to be joining them recently on the airwaves with their new radio program. If you're down around Bridge North Way, I can highly commend the program to you. Mr Speaker, Australia has done well, as we have acknowledged, in our response to the COVID crisis, both from a health point of view and from an economic point of view. But that is not to in any way understate the terrible economic impact of the COVID-19 crisis. The economic impacts are real and they're damaging, and for Australians directly impacted, they are heartbreaking, causing great anxiety and great uncertainty. 30 months of jobs growth was lost almost overnight. Budget revenues will be significantly impacted. 2 years it will take, it is anticipated, before we can even return the economy to a scale that it was at prior to COVID hitting us. 5 years at least, Mr Speaker, 5 years before we can regather the ground of growth that we had been looking forward to as we were ending last year. Mr Speaker, this response the government has put in place is in two levels. There is the short-term support that is necessary, particularly at present, and then there is the longer-term economic changes that are necessary. That's what our JobMaker plan is about. It's about restoring our economy, what was lost from that economy, from the impact of COVID-19. That is a 5-year plan, and it's a plan that must be implemented as it is being implemented, and it must be done in parallel with continuing to exercise disciplined budget management, because that's how you guarantee essential services. Our government remains absolutely committed to those essential services and the funding support we've provided for them in hospitals and schools, and we are very well aware of the increasing pressures in aged care and disability services, and we will meet our commitments. Infrastructure is a critical part of that JobMaker plan, together with the announcements we've already made on skills and industrial relations and energy, federation reforms, and there'll be many more which we will speak to in the months ahead. And today I've announced $1.5 billion in extra funding for ready-to-start projects together with the states and territories. Some $9.3 billion has now been brought forward in the past 8 months to ensure we can get these projects on the ground and running as they are occurring. And we're also bringing forward the fast track of 15 major projects with states and territories worth some $72 billion, including the Marinus Link, which I know the member for Bass would be very interested in. Mr Speaker, some 66,000 jobs all up in these 15 major projects, and we'll be seeking to halve the approval times, Mr Speaker.
Time has concluded. The Leader of the Opposition.